Why is it like this? What is this? Specifically, we're talking about an offer in game, pricing in general. Are these things you like? Let's get right into it. We're going to talk specifically about the offer that we've got for the artist showcase. Kim Jacinto. I've done some offer review stuff that slightly covered this before. One of the things, spoiler, that I talked about was I was hoping that more would be added to this. So this is a whopping cost of 7,500 gold, which is one of the more expensive gold offers out there. Obviously, we don't get that much compared to what we had before, but it's still, you know, offers that we typically look at with gold because you get some in game. What this offers, first off, looking at, we got to cover that first, is we've got a master mold variant. We've got a DarkHawk variant. We've got obviously avatars and boosters for both. I don't think those necessarily hold a ton of weight. I do think avatars are cooler than what I used to think, given the infinite border that we can now get. I do like using those on all my decks compared to before where I didn't. Now I'm like, it's actually cool to try to pick a different avatar. So they've done a good job there, at least for me personally. And then I think one of the bigger things here is we've got the 7,200 credits. That's a boatload of credits. 6,000 is basically one spotlight. So this does help you get to a little bit over one spotlight. The thing that sort of sits weird or frustrating to some people is probably the fact, and I did a video on this the other day, is the series drops. DarkHawk is still not a series 3. Frankly, I don't think DarkHawk is ever going to be a series 3. If I was second dinner, I think I would make it so that it doesn't drop. They do have to have some cards that I think they permanently lock in series 4 or 5 outside of maybe the big bads. I know that's a terrible thing to say. You're raging, you're leaving. I'm not saying that they should do that. I'm just saying from a business perspective, I could get and understand why they do that and probably do some of that myself. Now, should it be a bunch of the cards? No, I don't think so. But I think they need to keep some of those valuable cards that everyone's going to want to consistently want in that area so that the spotlights can stay very sexy outside of just the new cards. Because if it's just the new card, then it's like, all right, what is this? You know, maybe you don't want it. So each one of these variants, like the Master Mold variant here, it's actually pretty sick. I do think that the token cards, they need to work on those to make them a little bit different. I know that we're getting a zombie one for, what is it, Squirrel Girl. This DarkHawk one is definitely, this is an awesome variant. I think that it's very cool. I do, again, wish that I could see what the animations are on this because spending that much gold, it's kind of tough. Sometimes some content creators go out there and spend it. I don't personally make enough in my personal life or off of YouTube to do stuff like that. So I can't personally do it, but I would imagine that I think some of these things kind of sort of move around and are electrical looking and all that sort of thing. But I think it would help incentivize people to potentially buy it. So now let's jump over to the spreadsheet. If you're unaware, I keep a spreadsheet that I track literally every single offer in game to help with these analyses to be able to help figure out what I want to sort of say, guide, etc. We already talked about everything that we know in there, right? So what we've got after that is we've got two base pricings. I have these base pricings based on Token Tuesday. This is when people used to buy every single Token Tuesday with the gold they had to be able to get tokens. They've raised it. People don't do that as much, but it still gives you an idea of what those sort of spenders might use or how much it cost. It's typically your cheaper spenders or maybe people who don't spend a lot at all. And then we've got the column for the base pricing costs $100 of gold. Those people buy this offer here as much as they can to refresh these as much as they can, as well as refreshing this as much as they can. And they just spend that $100 every, I think it's 3, 4, 5 days or something like that. So you spend quite a bit of money a month to get as much of that as possible. Those are your whale types, monster krakens, if you will. Those base pricings are $116 for the Token Tuesday spenders and $90 for the base pricing $100 spenders. The actual cost of this is about $93 or 94 US dollars. I can already tell you that's pretty bad. So we've got a percent discount here above my head here. 19% for the Token Tuesdays, a negative 4% for your $100 discount. Just no. So this part's non-analytical. This is sort of the what is this pricing, what is going on aspect of this video. Again, I've been preaching for a while ever since I saw this offer. Like, this is short, like this is missing stuff. This does not have what you need. If we scroll down, let's look at the other 7,500 gold offers here real quick. We got a 5,600 gold offer here with 7,500 credits just from last month. That's 300 more. Okay. What are we even talking about right now? Now that was Storm and Captain Marvel. So I get it. The cards were a little bit, they weren't as strong as say like DarkHawk. Okay. We won't go that. All right. So Stegosaurus Rex. Now that was for Stegron, which is a pretty terrible card. And that was for 12,000 credits. Okay, that's a lot of credits. You know what I mean? So that percent discount was 14 and 39. And that, and yeah, I'll get that above my head a little bit so you can see those. That was those percentages. And you can see that the base pricing was a bit more there, but the actual cost was the same. So they gave us more in that. Now, again, I understand the card quality has some value to it, so they have to increase this one. But it's not like DarkHawk is out there like wreaking havoc or anything like that. It's just the meta changes so much. The other one that we had in this realm was this Cosmic Wildfire one, the Black Panther one. This one had 6,000 tokens, 2,000 credits. Again, look at the value of that one. That one was huge because of the tokens. The percent discount was, I mean, all whales bought this. All of them did. Like, this was obviously something that they should know. Again, I think at the time this was prior to Spotlights, if I remember correctly. So the tokens were a little bit more valuable than they are now. The Spotlights are a little bit more, and credits are a little bit more valuable, but the agency with those tokens are still valuable so that you don't waste your Spotlight caches on Series 4, which I consider wasting unless you really, really want those Spotlights. So I think that was the first huge gold offer there. We did have the Spanned Excellence one, which obviously that one was terrible. I mean, that was one of the worst ones out there. We've got this Ivan Tao one, which was 5,000 gold, 3,000 credits. That one was also really, really bad. So they've definitely improved them. So it seems like they were just really at the depths of the sea. We had a Squirrel Girl here one. That was 4,500 tokens for 5,000 gold. That one was okay. That was pretty solid. But so from there, is there... Yes, oh, you know what? I think the Throg one was the first one. I was like, I keep scrolling down and finding more of that. Oh, yeah, that one. Oh, yeah, that one. This one was 7,000. And the Throg one wasn't bad. I mean, it was a little bit cheaper, but the discount, you've got 7,000 credits and 3,000 tokens. I think that was the first real big one, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Mr. Negative Boosters one. That one was 8,000, 6,000 credits, 3,000 tokens. Okay, so that one was towards the bottom of that. So, and then you get some Into the Venomverse. That's a new player stuff, so we won't go through that. And I don't go before January and February, unfortunately, because that's when I started the game and started playing. So you can see as these things sort of were like at the bottom, they started to ramp up a little bit. In my opinion, they probably peaked with this, the Cosmic Wildfire one with Black Panther. I think this was probably the best one that they had so far as these offers go. Stegosaurus Rex was gonna be terrible, but then they added a bunch of credits late. It was originally, I think, gosh, I don't know if it was 7,000 or 8,000 credits, but it was just awful. It was awful. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, nobody spent gold on this. And then some of these other ones weren't so bad. And then we get to this one where I'm just going, this is like, no, like, you make a bunch of money. You really want these, this variant specifically. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, why are we even looking at this? So now I say that not to shame anybody who's bought it. Okay. I think if you bought it, awesome. I'm happy for you. I think it's good. I also am saying this for a lot of the people who are maybe on the fence of spending, who are maybe can't spend as much. I want to always add this. You should have a budget for what you spend in these games. Keep to that budget. If this is out of your budget, or if it's your budget for 3 months, just stop. Just don't even do it. But I think I love when Whales and Krakens buy stuff like this, because it doesn't necessarily like get them a huge competitive advantage in any way. It just gives them some cool variants that they might like that helps support the game. So I'm very supportive of people buying this. So for all those people out there, buy this. Please buy this. Buy this now. For all the other people who maybe are on the fence or don't know, and you know, it's like, well, what are these offers? That's, you know, where I'm really focusing some of this video on. So having said that, so I wanted to go over the past, what we had there, and we'll look into the future here a bit with some of the future offers coming in. So one of the things we always like to look for is the tokens per gold and the credits per gold. Tokens per gold is obviously trash because there's really none in there and you don't get any from the ladder anymore. The credits per gold is 0.96. That's bad. You could use gold in game to get about 1.28. So that's bad. This, to me, anytime you have a gold offer in game, it should be a minimum of 1.2-ish. Like, I would argue that you really want to have it 1.28 or 1.3 and higher to make people spend the gold they have versus what they could do every day in game. Yes, they get more stuff, but you want them to have some incentives to spend that gold. And if they don't, it's kind of like, all right. So anyway, so my recommendation here, I'm sure you've already figured it out, is pass. The cosmetic thing, DarkHawk thing, I just, no, like, just pass. You don't need to get this. It's not going to be anything that's sort of exciting. before we get into the future stuff, the stuff that I want to talk about a little bit here though is why is this pricing on the raise? Why is it down? I think they're honestly still trying to figure out what they want to do with their economy. I don't think they have consistent offers. It's either that or they're just trying to change the pace up a little bit so that you don't get bored with what they've got there. So it's not something we can figure out from like an economic standpoint on what the value of everything is. But I still think that we can analyze these and go, is this valuable or not? Is this something that I should put my hard-earned work dollars towards? To me, again, I'm passing on this. I want Second Dinner to make money, but I'm not going to go crazy with stuff like that. So anyway, that's my piece on the specifics of it, the analysis of it. I want to look at what's coming. So we looked at the past. We're going to look at the future. I will put these in the spreadsheet here in the very near future. We're going to go to snap.fan. Shout out to all the folks over there. They do a great job doing this stuff. We're only going to look at gold offers. Okay. So Token Tuesdays, I'm not going to go over that. Form and function, 7,500 gold. I said this with the September or with the future bundle stuff when we looked at this before. I think this has got some potential. If you look at this, again, 2 variants. One of them just came out, Mobius. Say you didn't have tokens, you did not have Spotlight caches, or you missed it. Here's a way to get Mobius and a boatload. That's almost 2 Spotlights. That's pretty darn good for that same amount of gold. Like, why would you not do this versus DarkHawk? Mobius is going to be a way bigger impact in the game. And frankly, I think, I mean, how low of a Mobius, what power, what's the lowest power you'd still have Mobius in your decks? I want you to comment that below. Let me know below what's the lowest power you would play Mobius in, or the Mobius could have, and you'd still play him in game. Maybe I'll save mine for the end if I remember. I might forget. I'm getting old these days. Booster packs, trash. I never even waste my time with those. Token Tuesday, whatever. All right, so the obligatory zombie bundle. This is the Squirrel Girl zombie one that I was mentioning before. We've got Blue Marvel zombie variant, 3,200 for 4,000 credits. That's okay. You know, maybe for your folks who don't have as much gold and don't like to spend in big bulks, you could look at that. Token Tuesdays, a mystery for 1,000. That's actually pretty good. I think your nice micro transaction. That's pretty solid. We got a couple more booster trash mystery again for 2,000. I don't like this one. I think it's a little bit. That's not very good. And you can see their bundle value is in red. It's not very good. Token Tuesday, Forged in Night. So we've got a Lady Sith and APOC variants. So that's not outside of people who play those. Like, yeah, you might want that because it's sexy looking. 4,000 tokens. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So that's pretty attractive there. That might be fairly attractive for anybody who likes to build up their tokens. But again, I like the agency for tokens for just those Series 3s in the Spotlight, or Series 4 rather, in the Spotlights, so you don't have to worry about using your Spotlight caches. Let's see, cash, boosters. All right, we're getting close to our, that's Token Tuesday. We're getting close to November here. We do want to look at November. Cash, Tuesdays, cash, booster trash. Oops, all peaches. 3,500 for 1,000. This is another good one. Peach Momoko, Deadpool 2. That's going to be attractive. 1,000 collector tokens, 3,000 credits. It's a pretty good small offer there. I look at this. I like it. They got a pretty good percentage there as far as the value. Token Tuesday. Let's see what else we got here. 6,000 high stakes. Dracula. 5,000 collector tokens, 2,000 credits. Again, without looking at the spreadsheet, that, you know what, that might feel a little light. Having said that, that might feel a little light. I maybe 3-ish, 4,000 credits there is maybe what I like more. But if you're looking for the tokens, then you're looking at saving up for that. Token Tuesday. Let's see what else we got here. Second Dinner. Iceman, 3,000 credits. That's kind of funny. So this, again, 3,000 credits for 2,000 gold. That's, I would guess that would be pretty solid. 900 gold for 1,400 credits. I'd want to look at that spreadsheet. Token Tuesday. Artist Showcase. We got Human Torch. Doctor Strange, 1,000 tokens and 9,000 credits. I mean, this is more credits, more tokens, less gold for this offer comparative to the one we're looking at for DarkHawk. Again, so like, is the value of DarkHawk that high? I don't know. I don't understand this DarkHawk pricing. I just don't get it. And in general, I mean, it's sort of all over the place. So, all right, so let's tap out on this thing and do an outro. Before I forget, I'd play Mobius legit at a 2-0, potentially at a 2-1. I'd still consider it. That's how strong I think that card is right now. We'll see what happens, but it's pretty good. So now I will say, though, if you put it at a 2-1 or lower, then the Ravana synergy gets higher. It's like, okay, that's pretty nice. So then it's a 1-cost card, essentially, which is dope. What's happening with these prices? First off, with this offer, I already sort of said my piece. I think bigger spenders Thank you for supporting the game. For any of you cosmetic lovers, thank you for supporting the game. For those of you on the fence, have smaller budgets, I would highly recommend passing on this offer. Higher level, I think that the pricing in this game is still reasonable, semi-reasonable compared to other gacha games that I've seen, to other card collecting games. My understanding is it's just okay. It's not the worst. It's not the best. It's sort of just there. I personally think that Second Dinner really needs to sort of figure out what they're doing with their monetization. But if they're doing things where they're successful, they only know their internal metrics. Yay, that. I very much enjoy the game. So I hope that whatever they're doing out there, people buy. That is the intent of what I really want to help with people here decide is whether they want to buy it or not. But I think it's Second Dinner's job to put out offers that make it more enticing to potentially buy it. So I still like the fact they have a variety out there. I'm going to stop rambling on at this point. Let me know what your thoughts are on what you would still play Mobius below, what your thoughts are on this specific offer. And I also want to know what you think with the specific pricing, how it's kind of come up, and, you know, where is it at, especially with these huge goal offers. So thank you for making it this far. I appreciate it. If you have, please consider hammering down that like button. Want to share with your aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews. Appreciate that. Until next time, we hope you have a wonderful day.